Hello students, in our last class we discussed the concept of formation of stationary waves on stretched string and normal modes of stretched string and some problems we discussed, and in this class I am going to discuss the formation of stationary waves in air columns of organ pipes, and which is very important in NEET point of view. So, listen carefully. Now, let us start the concept. Formation of longitudinal stationary waves in air columns. Formation of longitudinal stationary waves in air columns. First, let us see what is organ pipe. An organ pipe is nothing but a long cylindrical tube of a uniform cross sectional area is known as organ pipe. So, we are going to discuss two types of organ pipes. One is open pipe. See, first one is open pipe and the second one is closed pipe, closed organ pipe and open organ pipe. So, open pipe is one which is open at both ends. So, if an organ pipe is open at both ends open is called open organ pipe, and one end is closed, other end is open. Is called closed organ pipe. Now, let us see the first one, open organ pipe, and how the stationary waves will form and how to calculate frequencies. About the open organ pipe first. So, open organ pipe before going to discuss the open organ pipe, so we need to remember two things. So, the open end acts like a open end of a pipe acts like a free end or free surface, and a closed end of a pipe acts like a rigid surface. Closed end acts as a rigid surface. That means always at open end antinode will form. At an open end of a organ pipe always antinode will form, and at closed end node will form. Remember here antinode and node means displacement antinode and displacement node will form. If you tell the same in terms of pressure wave, and they are quite reverse. So, that means displacement antinode equivalent to pressure node and displacement node equivalent to pressure antinode. So, but to represent the wave clear in an understandable manner, we are going to use the displacement antinode and displacement node, that is the difference. So, remember antinode means displacement antinode, node means displacement node. Now, let us see the frequencies of vibration of air column in open organ pipe. Suppose if I consider an open organ pipe of length L, so this is the open organ pipe of length L. So, in its first mode, that is fundamental mode of vibration. So, I told you at open end always there must be displacement antinode. So, the first mode of vibration, the formation of stationary waves in open pipe will be like this, with the two antinodes at the open ends. This is the first mode of vibration, where you can see this is antinodes and this is also antinode and this is node. So, with two antinodes at open ends, this is the fundamental mode of vibration of the air column in case of open pipe. So, we know that the distance between the node and its very next antinode is lambda by 4. So, from here to here it is this is the value which is lambda by 4, and this also once again lambda by 4. So, the total length of the pipe is vibrating with one complete wave, because lambda by 4 plus lambda by 4 will be equal to lambda by 2. So, here in this mode I can take L is equal to lambda, let us say wavelength in the first mode, take lambda 1, lambda 1 by 2. So, lambda 1 is equals to 2L. So, now if we want to calculate the frequency of this mode of vibration, so let F1 is frequency which is given by speed of sound in air divided by wavelength lambda 1. So, V divided by wavelength is 2L. This is the fundamental frequency of open argon pipe. Similarly, if you go to the next mode of vibration, say this is the second mode of vibration. In its second mode, the air column in the open pipe will oscillate or will vibrate with again antinodes at open ends with the one complete stationary wave at the middle, like this. So, in this case the total length of air column L is vibrating with, so this is lambda by 4 and again this is lambda by 4. So, which will be lambda by 2, and this is distance between this node to this node lambda by 2. So, total length of the air column will oscillate with the 2 loops. So, you can write 2 lambda by 2, that is L. Similarly, equating L with 2 lambda by 2, you will get, so write lambda 2. So, lambda 2 is equals to 2L divided by 2. Therefore, frequency in the second mode of vibration is F2 is equal to V by lambda 2, which will be V divided by 2L by 2. Therefore, the second frequency, so I will write here. So, F2 is equals to 2 into V by 2L, and that is the second frequency, that is 2 times the first frequency. Similarly, if you see the third mode of vibration, fourth and fifth and so on, you will get harmonic frequencies. That means the set of frequencies so the frequencies of vibration of air column in open pipe are harmonics. That means the first frequency F1 is equals to V by 2L, second frequency F2 is equals to 2V by 2L. So, I can write it as 2F1, this is F1, and similarly third frequency 3 into V by 2L, and that is 3F1 and so on. So, the frequencies are nothing but they are integral multiples of the first frequency, which is fundamental frequency. So, this is a fundamental frequency of the vibration of air column in open argon pipe, and this is called second harmonic frequency, second harmonic, third harmonic and so on. So, we know that except the first one, remaining frequencies are known as overtone frequencies. So, this is so second one is called, so this is first overtone. So, you can say second harmonic or first overtone. So, second harmonic or first overtone. So, this is called third harmonic or second overtone and so on. So, this is what you have to remember, because in the problems they will mention the word either harmonic or overtone. So, you have to be very careful with which frequency that is given in the problem. So, then only can get the clear answer. So, remember, for except the first one, first frequency, that is fundamental frequency, remaining all frequencies are called overtone frequencies. So, second one is second harmonic or first overtone, third harmonic or second overtone and so on. That is what the frequency. Now, the frequency ratio in case of open pipe is F1 is to F2 is to F3 and so on is 1 is to 2 is to 3 and so on. So, that is the formation of stationary waves in case of open argon pipe. So, later I will discuss the concept of the end correction. So, now let us move on to the next concept, that is closed argon pipe and formation of stationary waves. Next one is closed organ pipe. An organ pipe which is closed at one end and open at the other end is called a closed organ pipe. Now, let us consider a closed organ pipe of length L. This is the organ pipe, its length is L. Now, we know that always at closed end the displacement node will form. So, in its first mode and in its first mode it vibrates with one antinode at open end and a node at the closed end. So, the first mode of vibration, the formation of stationary waves like this. So, this is the fundamental mode or first mode of vibration of air column in the closed organ pipe. So, where L is equals to, so we know that the distance between node and its very next antinode is lambda by 4. So, as it is first mode, let me take it as lambda 1. So, lambda 1 divided by 4, this is the first mode of vibration. And in its second mode, if the total length of the air column is vibrating like this, so again we must get antinode at the open end and node at the closed end. So, for that the next possible vibration of air column is like this. So, antinode and again node at the closed end. See, this is a node and the next node. So, for the next antinode it must be one more half stationary wave. So, total it will be lambda by 2 plus lambda by 4. So, that means total length of air column vibrate with the 3 lambda 2 by 4, because see, so half segment length is lambda by 4. So, lambda by 4, lambda by 4, lambda by 4. So, total there are 3 lambda by 4. So, total L is equals to 3 lambda by 4. Like that, so the next mode of vibration you can get 5 lambda by 4 and 7 lambda by 4 and so on. Only odd numbers will occur in the next modes of vibration. That is about the modes of vibration of the air column in closed organ pipe. Now, let us calculate the frequencies. Now, if I take the first mode, that is fundamental mode frequency, so F1 which is equals to V by lambda 1. So, from this I can get lambda 1 value as 4L. So, if I write L is equals to lambda 1 by 4, lambda 1 is equal to 4L. So, the first mode of vibration vibrates with a frequency F1 is equals to V by 4L. Similarly, if I calculate the frequency for this F2 is equal to V by, so let me write it as lambda 3, because the only odd numbers will repeat. So, V by lambda 3. So, lambda 3 can be find from this. So, lambda 3 is equals to 4 into L by 3. So, because the total length is vibrating with 3 half segments. So, lambda 3 is equals to 4 into L by 3, 4 into L by 3. Therefore, V by 4L by 3. Therefore, so let me write it as 3. F3 is equal to 3 into V divided by 4L. So, and so this is F3. So, F3 is equal to 3 times F1. Similarly, the next frequency we can get it as F5, that will be 5 F1, and F7 that will be 7 F1 and so on. So, if you observe carefully, only odd frequencies are coming in the next modes of vibration. So, that is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and so on. So, the frequencies of vibration of air column in case of closed organ pipe are odd harmonics. So, I can, that means so let me explain it clearly. So, your first frequency of the closed organ pipe is V by 4L, that is F1, and next frequency F3, that is 3V by 4L, that means 3 times F1, and next frequency F5, that is equals to 5V by 4L, that is equals to 5F1 and so on. So, only odd frequencies are coming in case of vibrations of air column in closed organ pipe. So, that means, so they are known as odd harmonics. Remember, this is called first harmonic and this is the third harmonic and fifth harmonic and so on. So, here this is called fundamental frequency, and this is the third harmonic. Remember, only odd numbers will be repeating. So, third harmonic, and this is the fifth harmonic, and so on. And coming to the names of overtones, and this is called first overtone, second overtone, and so on. So, let me write the names clearly. Here this is third harmonic or first overtone. So, first frequency F1 is equals to V by 4L. This is called fundamental frequency. And F3, remember F3, that is 3 V by 4L, that is equals to 3 F1, which is called third harmonic or first overtone. So, after the first one, you give the numbers in order to get overtones. That means third harmonic, because odd numbers only coming, need not mention second harmonic here. So, third harmonic, or it is also known as first overtone. Similarly, F5, next odd number is 5, so that is a 5V by 4L, that is equals to 5F1, which is called fifth harmonic, or you can also call it as a second overtone, and so on. So, for the overtones, give the numbers in order 1, 2, 3 and so on, whereas while taking harmonics, you mention it as the third harmonic, fifth harmonic, and next one is seventh harmonic or third overtone, next one ninth harmonic or fourth overtone, and so on. So, that is what you have to remember while solving the problems. So, do not confuse with the word harmonic and overtone in case of closed pipe especially. So, that is what the formation of stationary waves and frequencies of vibration of the air column in case of closed argon pipe. So, now let us do some example problems on both the open and closed argon pipes. The first problem is question number 1 about the argon pipes is a open argon pipe of length L, is vibrating in its fundamental mode of frequency F0. Now, if the pipe is dipped into water, so that 3/4 of its length is inside the water, then what is the frequency of air column now? That is the question. So, here L is length of open pipe, and its a fundamental frequency F0. We know that fundamental frequency of a open pipe of length L is given by V by 2L, where V is the speed of sound in air. Give it as equation 1. Now, so this is the pipe initially. So, open pipe initially, and it is vibrating in its fundamental mode. Now, the same pipe is dipped into water. So, this is the water container in which the pipe is dipped. So, that 3/4 of the length of the pipe is inside the water. That means 3/4 of the length of the pipe is inside the water like this, and this remaining portion air column frequency we have to find. That means the remaining pipe is now a closed pipe. So, this is a closed pipe now. So, because 3/4 of length is inside the water, so this is 3L by 4 inside the water, and the remaining air column remaining pipe length will be L by 4. So, we know it is a closed pipe of length L by 4. So, now the frequency, fundamental frequency of closed pipe is given by F dash. Let us say F dash is the required frequency of the air column which is remaining, that is F dash is equals to speed V divided by 4L, 4 times length of the pipe. So, 4 times length of the pipe in which the air column is vibrating. So, this is closed end, this is open end. So, this length only we have to consider because remaining length is inside the water. So, that is V by 4 times the length of the pipe is L by 4. So, 4 get cancelled, you will get V by L. So, this to express this in terms of F naught. So, I will multiply and divide with 2. So, 2 by 2L, that is 2 into V by 2L. So, we know V by 2L value is nothing but the fundamental frequency of the given open pipe. So, it is 2 F naught is the answer for this problem. So, that is the first example problem about the closed and open argon pipe. Now, let us do one more example. So, it may be any length. So, here in this problem 3/4 of the length is inside the water, or they may give half of the length is dipped into water, or 1/4 of the length is dipped into water. So, any the condition may be of any values, that means half length or 3/4 length or 1/4 length. So, but you have to apply the condition clearly according to the given data. So, then you will get the correct answer. So, this is the method related to open pipe and closed pipe. Next problem, question number 2 is 2 open argon pipes of length 80 centimeter and 81 centimeters. So, 2 open argon pipes, remember 2 open argon pipes of length 80 centimeter and 81 centimeters are sounded together in their fundamental mode, produced 26 beats in 10 seconds. Then find out the speed of sound in air. This is the problem. So, there are 2 open argon pipes of lengths L1 and L2, 80 and 81 centimeters respectively, and when these 2 open pipes are sounded together in their fundamental mode of vibration, they are producing 26 beats in 10 seconds. Then what is the speed of sound in air? Let us see how to do. So, we know that fundamental frequency of open argon pipe is given by V by 2L, where V is the speed of sound in air, speed of sound in air. Now, we have 2 pipes of length L1 and L2, they are producing beats. So, that means if FB is beat frequency, so FB is beat frequency, then beat frequency is given by F1 minus F2, F1 minus F2 means a difference between the 2 frequencies. So, here F1 is nothing but fundamental frequency of first open pipe, that is V by 2L1, and F2 is nothing but V by 2L2. Now, substituting the values of F1 and F2, we know that beat frequency nothing but number of beats per second. There are 26 beats in 10 seconds. So, this FB can be written as total number of beats divided by total time. So, 26 by 10 is beat frequency, that is equal to V by 2L1 minus V by 2L2. So, taking V by 2 common, so V by 2 into, so here V value we have to calculate, that is speed of sound in air. So, V by 2 into 1 by L1, 1 by 80 minus 1 by 81, 1 by 80 minus 1 by 81. Now, this side 26 by 10. So, 2 ones, 2 5s, that is 26 divided by 5 is equal to V into 81 minus 80 divided by 80 into 81. So, then calculate the value of V. So, V is equal to cross multiplying. So, V is equal to 26 into 26 into 80 into 81 divided by, so here 81 minus 80, 1 into 5. So, if you simplify this, you will get speed of sound in air, which is approximately 333 meter per 333.2 meter per second. That is what the speed of sound in air. So, that is the method of calculating speed of sound when 2 open argon pipes are producing beats. Remember, beats are given, using beats calculating the speed of sound. So, this is one method related to open argon pipe. Now, let us discuss one more problem based on the open and closed argon pipe. So, next problem is question number 3. So, the question is, if the third overtone of a closed argon pipe, third overtone of a closed pipe is in unison with fourth harmonic of open pipe, then find the ratio of length of closed pipe to that of open pipe. So, we have to find the length ratio L1 to L2 we have to find. So, given condition is third overtone of a closed pipe is in unison with the fourth harmonic of open pipe, then what is the ratio of length of both the pipes? That is the question. So, remember third overtone and fourth harmonic of open pipe is given. So, a third overtone of closed pipe of length L1 is, so third overtone nothing but seventh harmonic, because only odd numbers will form in closed pipe. So, 1, 3, 5, 7. So, this is fundamental frequency first one, this is third harmonic or first overtone, and this is fifth harmonic or second overtone, this is first overtone and this is second overtone and this is third overtone. So, third overtone nothing but seventh harmonic. So, here that frequency F7 is equal to so if pipe length is L1, that will be 7 V by 4 L1. This is first equation, F7, that is seventh harmonic of the closed pipe or third overtone of closed pipe. And next the fourth harmonic of open pipe, that is so directly for open pipe fourth harmonic is F4, that is equal to 4 V by 2 L2. Let L2 is the length of the open pipe. So, 4 V by 2 L2, that is the fourth harmonic. This is the equation 2. So, the condition is they are in unison. Unison means both frequencies are equal. That means this seventh harmonic of closed pipe must be equal to fourth harmonic of open pipe. Now, equating both you can get the required ratio, that is 7 V by 4 L1 is equal to 4 V by 2 L2. Now, you can cancel this V, then that implies L1 by L2 is equals to 2 into 7, L1 by L2 is equal to 2 into 7 divided by 4 into 4, that is 2 ones 2 2s, that will be 7 by 8, that is the required ratio. So, that is what the answer for this problem. So, remember the given condition you have to apply very clearly. Third overtone of closed pipe is given, fourth harmonic of open pipe is given, and you have to find out the pipe's length ratio. So, remember third overtone is nothing but seventh harmonic for the closed pipe. So, using the condition you can arrive at the required answer. That is one important method regarding closed and open pipe. Now, let us move on to the next concept, that is beats. beats, the phenomenon of waxing and waning of sound when two sound waves of almost equal, means near frequency. Suppose f1 and f2 are the frequencies of two waves which are near to each other, like for example, one is a 250 hertz, the other one is some 260 hertz. So, if these two sounds traveling in same direction in the medium, then the resultant wave will be having a frequency which is equal to f1 difference f2. So, this difference of these two frequencies is that is 260 minus 250, that is 10 hertz. That means, this 10 is nothing but a beat frequency. So, that means, when two sound waves of almost near frequencies are moving in a direction, in the same direction in the medium, they superpose on one another, produces the periodic variations in the intensity of sound, and that phenomenon is called as beats, and that number of beats per second is known as the beat frequency, which is given by FB is equals to F1 difference F2. So, this is the formula for beat frequency. So, more clearly, suppose if two waves, for example, the two waves which are traveling in the same in a direction in the medium is y1 is equals to some a sin omega 1 t and y2 is equal to some a sin of omega 2 into t. If these two waves undergo superposition, the resultant wave will be of the form 2a cos of omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into t into sin of omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2 into t, sin of so let me write here sin of omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2 into t. So, this is the resultant wave when these two waves undergo superposition. So, if you observe clearly, the amplitude of this wave is this one, this is the amplitude of the resultant wave. So, 2a cos of omega 1 minus omega 2 into t, and this is amplitude, and this is the sin of omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2 into t. So, here the amplitude is a function of time. So, that intensity of the resultant wave is also a function of time. So, that means it will become maximum, minimum, and so on. So, and this is the frequency of that variations of the sound, that is omega 1 plus omega by omega 2 by 2. That means, resultant wave frequency. So, I will write here. So, frequency of resultant wave is equal to f1 plus f2 by 2. If I simplify this, omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2, I will get f1 plus f2 by 2 is the frequency of resultant wave due to the superposition of these two waves, and the amplitude of those two waves will vary. So, that frequency of beats. So, FB will be equal to F1 minus F2 or F1 difference F2. So, that means, the number of beats per second is called beat frequency, and that beat frequency is given by F1 minus F2 or F2 minus F1, depending on which is a larger frequency. You can take F1 minus F2 or F2 minus F1. Now, the use of these beats is generally used to tune the musical instruments, and mainly in NEET point of view, I can say to find the unknown frequency by using the phenomenon of beats. So, that is very important method in NEET exam. Now, let us see how to find the unknown frequency in two different methods. So, now let us discuss one by one. The first method, finding unknown frequency, concept is finding unknown frequency using beats. Finding unknown frequency using beats phenomenon. So, there are two methods. First one is called loading method. Loading method. That means, in this method one tuning fork, that unknown tuning fork will be loaded with some wax. So, this is a tuning fork, and this is the tuning fork handle, and these two are called the prongs of the tuning fork. So, when the prongs of the tuning fork are loaded with some wax, and the inertia of the prongs will increase, so that frequency of tuning fork will decrease in general. Remember, on loading with wax, onto the prongs of tuning fork, frequency will decrease. Frequency decreases generally. Okay. Now, keeping this in mind, now let us see how to find the unknown frequency using the concept of beats. Now, let us consider two tuning forks, tuning fork A with a frequency FA and tuning fork B with a frequency FB. Let they are sounding together, producing some number of beats FB. So, this is beat frequency. Remember, there are two tuning forks of frequencies FA and FB, and they are producing FB number of beats per second initially before loading. Now, let this is a known frequency, and this is unknown frequency. Known frequency and unknown frequency. So, A is a known frequency and B is of unknown frequency. Now, there are two cases here on loading the unknown tuning fork. Suppose here I am taking loading unknown frequency. So, loading B I can take directly, loading the tuning fork B. So, here loading the tuning fork B, there can be two cases. The first case is if number of beats decreased, So, on loading the tuning fork B, if number of beats decreased compared to the initial number of beats, then unknown tuning fork frequency, that is FB, is given by FA plus FB. So, this is the formula to find unknown frequency. Remember here, on loading the tuning fork B of unknown frequency with some little wax, the number of bits are decreasing. That means here clearly tuning fork B is having more frequency than tuning fork A, that is the condition. So, I can take FB is equal to FA plus initial number of beats FB. So, that is FA is first tuning fork frequency and F small b is initial number of beats. So, directly I can use this formula to find the value of unknown frequency, that is first case. Suppose if number of beats are increasing, second case is if number of beats are increasing, unloading if number of beats increasing, unloading the unknown tuning fork with some little wax, then the value of unknown frequency FB can be calculated by FB is equal to FA minus initial beat frequency. So, this is the formula. So, this is the first method using which you can find out the unknown frequency of the tuning fork. Now, let us do one example on this method, so you can understand the method clearly. So, the problem is first problem is a tuning fork of frequency 288 Hz, a tuning fork of frequency 288 Hz is producing 4 beats per second, with a tuning fork of unknown frequency. Say this is FA and FB, another tuning fork frequency, we do not know that, that is FB. And now if unknown tuning fork prongs are loaded with some little wax, it is observed that number of bits are decreased. So, here when unknown tuning fork is loaded with some wax, it is observed that the number of bits are decreasing. So, what is the value of unknown frequency? That is the question. So, when unknown tuning fork is loaded with some wax, bits are decreasing, what is the unknown frequency value? So, that is the problem. So, clearly here FB, suppose FB is unknown tuning fork frequency. So, FB greater than EFA, that means when loading with wax the frequency generally decreases. So, that is why number of bits are decreasing. So, I can take FB greater than EFA, therefore, the value of unknown frequency can be calculated by FB is equals to given frequency, that is FA, plus initial number of bits that are formed by them before loading. So, then FA value 288 plus number of bits 4, that is 292 hertz is the answer. That is the answer to this problem. Similarly, suppose if number of bits are increased, same question, if in the question they mentioned if number of bits are increased on loading the unknown tuning fork, this is the first case. If because here in this case I took the bits are decreasing. So, if bits increases, then let us see what will be the answer. If bits increased on loading, if number of bits are increased on loading, then unknown tuning fork value FB is equals to FA minus FB. So, this is what the formula if bits increased. See here FA value is 288 and the initial bits frequency is 4. So, 288 minus 4, that is 284 hertz is the unknown frequency. Remember, in this case I took on loading second tuning fork bits decreased. So, I get the value 292. In this case I took if bits increased on loading, then this will be the answer. So, 284. Remember, both answers will be given in the options. So, you must be careful in choosing the right option. So, you have to observe either number of bits increasing or decreasing on loading with wax, then only you can get the clear answer. So, because both answers will be given. So, that is why you have to be very careful about which formula to be chosen in calculating unknown frequency. So, that is all. In the next class, I am going to discuss the another method of finding unknown frequency, that is a filing. So, on filing frequency increases. So, on filing one unknown tuning fork, how to find that unknown value of a frequency, and then we will move on to the Doppler effect in sound, which is very important topic in the point of view of NEET.